Leaders with Rockford Public Schools say a lot of coordination and effort took place across District 205 as they prepare to welcome all 28,000 students back to the classroom.
Reporter Alyssa Kelly attended an early morning press conference to learn how the Education Pathway Program through RPS has helped the district fill vacancies and leave them in a much better state compared to recent years.
Our goal is to make sure schools are ready to welcome and support students, not only on the first day, but throughout the year.
In just 10 days, the halls of Rockford Public School buildings will fill with students to kick off the 2026-2027 school year.
I think we are in significantly better shape this year than we were last year.
And RPS leaders say there will be enough teachers to start the semester off right, thanks to one specific program.
We have over 40 teachers in our classroom that have come through our Education Pathway Program at Rockford Public Schools.
The Education Pathway Program guides students within District 205 through middle and high school, then into local colleges and universities with the goal of becoming educators.
We've helped over 60 paraprofessionals finish their degree, earn their teaching license, and enter the classroom in Rockford Public Schools, with 40 of those serving in special education classrooms.
Jason Pope is in charge of talent acquisition within the district. He says the program also supports more than 100 student teachers a year, which puts product in the pipeline, so to speak.
I don't think there's anybody that can teach Rockford better than Rockford.
Leaders add their efforts aren't solely focused on teacher recruitment, but support staff across the board.
This year, we've focused heavily on bus driver recruitment. We have created a targeted outreach campaign that really drives the message to become a bus driver with Rockford Public Schools, engaging the community and really talking about what the job is.
Reporting in Rockford, I'm Alyssa Kelly.
Pope adds the district works with university partners continuously to generate more programs for students.
He says they are currently looking at building a bilingual pathway as well as a pipeline focused on math and science education.